Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So it's getting a little bit later in January, but it's never too soon to start talking about seeds. I know I'm excited. I'll be right back. So welcome to a really cold day in January, but you know what? If you're a gardener like me, I'm in zone 6, growing zone 6A. I don't mind the cold too much because it's putting to bed all of those nasty little fungi and mildew and nematodes, just to name a few of the garden pests that winter helps put those to rest, and we don't have to deal with them quite as bad. So you all know I'm going to mulch my garden beds this year. And I was even thinking about the leaves that I use on my garden. I am not going to set myself up for failure. I've got enough to deal with. The fact that my veggie garden is completely abuts my wildflower native garden where I'm growing caterpillars. I'm already inviting stuff into my garden beds. I don't need all of that. So even if one of my trees looks the least bit wonky, those leaves are not going on my garden bed. And so that's why my seeds, where I got my seeds from, was incredibly important to me this year, because I have to start all over. You may be one of those fortunate people that gardens for years and years and never loses your stash of seeds. You've always got a fresh batch going on. I had toted my seeds around with me for a couple of years, and now I'm pretty sure that everything that I've got isn't viable. I'm not going to fool with trying to plant anything, although I might throw it on my garden beds at the end of the season as a cover crop if it comes up, you know, because then you just kind of till it under, and that's good nutrition for your garden, actually. So where I got my seeds, where was I going to get my seeds? I've always gotten my seeds from like about 3 different companies, and I've always been, you know, pretty happy. But I'm one of those people that was always looking for more bang for my buck. You know, I thought the more seeds you could get for a certain budget, the better. Especially if they threw in some freebies, you know. But I've kind of matured, I think, now, and my school of thought is that I am willing to pay a little bit more for less seeds if it's geared exactly for what I want and what I need. Like for instance, you may want to go with all hybrids in your area, or a certain particular hybrid, because you've gotten used to it, you know what to expect from it, and you know you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck with those hybrid seeds. And you have no intention of seed saving because there's no, you know, guarantee that the plant will even come back viable at all the second season. The seeds aren't really worth saving. You have to keep going back in a fresh batch. But you know exactly what to expect from that seed, and it's never going to change, and you're going to get a nice bumper crop probably. All the diseases have been bred out of it. Now that's not the same as GMO. GMO is genetically modified organisms, and I tend to stay away from all of that kind of stuff. It makes me question that can of corn in there on my shelf right now. It's like, is that GMO? That's why you have to buy non-GMO stuff. It's all been modified, kind of, you know, kind of scary. And so that leaves heirloom or open pollinated, because I need to seed save. And so I was like, what is the difference anyway? You know, I know heirloom, I know what an heirloom piece of furniture is. So what is an heirloom seed? Well, an heirloom seed means that you can go back generationally, and somebody has saved that seed from changing. And they protected it, and they've passed it on, or they've, you know, kept that particular plant going. And it's a very old, a genetically old seed, and you can seed save with those. You absolutely can. But they're also open pollinated, so that means if you mail them off to somebody and they live next door to somebody who has a garden and they happen to cross pollinate, and theirs are open pollinated and they cross pollinate, then your little heirloom may change just a little bit your seeds the next year, because it's going to kind of adapt to and adopt whatever it's gotten pollinated with. But that's a good thing, you know. I mean, yeah, some old varieties do absolutely need to be protected, and there are people out there who do that. But only heirloom I've ever really messed with before was with herbs, and so open pollinated. I'm just going to go with just open pollinated. I can seed save, and it's nice to know that when I plant something, that if it gets pollinated from wherever, it's going to be okay. It's going to create a more biodiverse environment, and that's kind of cool. And we need biodiversity. It's very important. It keeps things strong and healthy and keeps things going. And you can absolutely seed save with your open pollinated seeds. So I looked up a website of some new and fresh places where I could possibly order seeds. And there were things listed there I had never even thought about. Like, for example, and I'll put that list up for y'all, and you can click on some of these. If I were going to buy seeds and give them away as gifts, there are companies that really have some beautiful, beautiful artwork on their seed packets. And then they'll also tell you, you know, is it heirloom? Is it open pollinated? Is it hybrid? And so, you know, that might be what you want to look into. Or it may specialize in one kind of vegetable or one variety for one area of the country and things like that. And so also, there are other things to consider, like sometimes seed companies donate a percentage of their profits to school gardens and community gardens and things like that. So that's something else you might want to consider. So I'm going to put that list up for you all. Oh, this is my new nursery space. I made myself some notes because I didn't want to forget. I was trying to jam all this stuff into one video, but Shaggy has graciously offered me, thank you Shaggy, his workspace for my nursery. So I get to set up all my stuff in here and have my little heat lamps and get my baby started. I'm super, super excited. He's already got lights for me and I can lower and raise those as I need to. So I'm super excited. But I wanted to put in my order of seeds and I had to figure out where was I going to get my seeds from. So what works for me this year is a company called High Mowing. And so sometime I'll make another video and I'll go over what seeds I chose because I'm so excited about that. So that's really, really cool. Okay, so I want to make sure a couple more things I wanted to mention in this video. Oh, for a quick update on petal warriors. That we're kind of creating a little petal warrior here. There was a couple of ladies that were interested in flower pressing, and so I want to do a video later on about what flowers I've chosen this year and why, and different colors and things like that, and different shapes of petals and stuff. So that's going to be interesting, so stay tuned for that. If I do a petal warrior video though, I'll make sure that I put petal warrior in the title so you'll know you won't miss a single episode. Also, before I go, I just want to take a minute to remind you that our wonderful great friends monarchs have been added to the endangered species list as of last year. And so I will be putting out some videos of some things. My daughter and I are going to get very involved in the saving of the monarchs. And so we're very excited to bring you some videos later on throughout the summer of showing you some really fun stuff that we're doing. And I'll start putting some links to monarchwatch.org so you guys can keep up with some of the stuff that they're doing. All right, guys, I'll let you go here. I'm going to get back to folding some more of my origami boxes, my little composting newspaper boxes that I'm starting my seedlings in this year. And I think the next video I'm going to try to get out is, like I said, about what seeds I chose and why and how I'm so super excited about all that. All right, you guys, love and light, blessed be.